In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello guys, today we will talk about the episode number 2 from the EUI system. In this episode we will discuss a lot of information about this system. Please, may I have your attention please, in order to focus on the information I'll give in this episode. Let's go. In this section, the filtration is very important to protect the full injection system. Why the filtration is very important? Cause of any contaminated or dust, water, dirty, anything gets inside the injection system will destroy completely the injectors. As we see, the dust get inside the injectors according to the improper storage of the fuels, as we will see.
Fuel filtration to remove microscopic abrasive particles contained in the fuel. Abrasive particles smaller than 10 microns in diameter can cause accelerated wear in any high-pressure fuel system. That is why much finer filtration is being used on modern engines with high-pressure fuel systems. The difference between normal wear and excessive wear on a Poppet valve seat illustrates the importance of proper filtration. On the left, you see a Poppet valve seat with normal wear after extended use. Notice
here, as we see, there is more scratch here according to the wear, result in mixing the abrasive or contaminated parts in the fuel. Here the Poppet valve condition is very good. Why? Because we use a proper filtration or genuine spare parts. As we see,
the condition of the sealing band on the Poppet seat. While some wear is present from continued exposure to high-pressure fuel, the sealing band is still in good condition and providing a positive seal. The condition of the sealing band on the worn Poppet is the result of abrasive damage from inadequate filtration. The damage to the sealing band is due to abrasive particles in the fuel flowing at high velocity past the Poppet seat. This worn Poppet seat leaks significantly during injection, resulting in low fuel delivery into the cylinder. In short, a prematurely worn injector. This condition can be avoided using proper filtration. Caterpillar offers high-efficiency fuel filters that meet the demands of newer high-pressure fuel systems and specifies the use of high-efficiency filters in many applications. Field experience demonstrates that these new filters more than double wear life of both new and old fuel systems over the former standard cat fuel filter. There's a good deal of confusion regarding filter ratings. One of the more common terms, micron rating, can be misleading. There may be significant differences in the ability of different brand filters with the same micron rating to remove very small abrasives from the fuel. Filter efficiency is commonly expressed in terms of nominal or absolute ratings. For example, a 5-micron nominal filter may only stop 50% of the 5-micron or larger particles striking it. In other words, every other 5-micron particle may pass through a filter with a nominal rating. Caterpillar high-efficiency filters remove more than 98% of particles 2 microns or larger. However, the rating of the filter paper means nothing if the construction integrity of the filter is faulty. In some cases, competitive brand filters constructed with leak paths allow large amounts of all size particles to pass. Caterpillar constructs its high-efficiency filters on a completely automated process, constantly testing to assure complete assembly integrity. Why is this fine filtration important?
Most of the owners of heavy equipment used ungenuine spare parts. They thought that they save money. In the fact, they lost a lot of money. Using the improper filtration or ungenuine spare parts result in destroying completely the fuel injection system. That's why they lose a lot of money in maintenance or repairing the injectors. As we see here, Caterpillar provide high efficiency fuel filtration system to prevent any damage to the injectors. If we follow the instruction of the dealer or the instruction of the manufacturing agents or dealers, local dealers, Caterpillar or any dealers for the heavy equipment, if we follow this instruction carefully, we save a lot of money. No need to use the unwanted spare parts such as ungenuine filtration system. This will cause destroy for whole injection system, and we think that we save money. In fact, we lost a lot of money. We should follow the recommendation for the dealer or the sole agents for the heavy equipment in order to protect our equipment from any damage. As we see here,
a recent study by a noted independent research agency confirmed that abrasive particles 5 to 7 microns in size cause most abrasive wear in fuel systems. These very fine measurements can be difficult to comprehend. The
diameter of the man hair
diagram illustrates the relative size between a single micron and a human hair, which is about 80 microns, or 35 ten-thousandths of an inch. The smallest particle visible to the naked eye, such as a speck of dust, is 40 microns. Particles as small as only a few microns can cause significant wear due to the extremely high pressures. This example shows the difference in efficiency between a Caterpillar high-efficiency filter and a typical 5-micron nominal filter. The CAT filter removes
here the ungenuine filtration system, here the genuine filtration system. You see here the diameter of unwanted abrasive particles is bigger here, and so on. The filtration system here is proper enough to prevent these particles from passing to the injectors. Here the passage is enough to allow these particles to go to the injectors. That's why here filtration is ungenuine, here filtration is genuine. That's why we recommend to use genuine filtration system, as we see here.
Removes more than 98% of the 5 to 7 micron abrasive particles in the fuel. The 5-micron nominal filter only removes about half of these particles. This is assuming that the filter contains no leak paths, allowing abrasives to flow around the filter paper.
As a result of the proper filtration, we save the injectors from damage. Some companies thought that using ungenuine spare parts filtration system saves their money, as we talk about. Here we see the result of using improper filtration or ungenuine filtration and its influence on the destroying the whole injection system. That's why we should have to follow the recommendation of the sole agents.
Over time, these additional abrasives cause accelerated wear in any fuel system.
Look at this picture and see the smoke or exhaust coming from this truck. This is a result of using improper filtration. You see the amount of exhaust gases emission from the truck. That is because using of improper filtration system.
This includes pump and line systems that operate at significantly lower pressures than EUI. Accelerated wear is more pronounced when the fuel contains unusually large amounts of contaminants. A good example of this problem occurred several years ago in a logging application. The customer operated log skidders with pump and lines fuel systems and complained that the fuel injection pumps were wearing out in as little as 2,000 hours. Subsequent investigation revealed no manufacturing defects, so abrasives in the fuel were suspected. The customer was using the standard Caterpillar 15-micron filter, so many of the abrasives were smaller than 15 microns. Testing the theory, which states very small abrasives are at fault, a side-by-side test was run with completely rebuilt pumps on the two identical machines. One machine remained equipped with the standard 15-micron filter, while the other machine was equipped with a high-efficiency 2-micron filter. Instead of changing filters at the recommended 250-hour change interval, both machines ran to 1,000 hours to see.
In this picture, we will see filter change interval recommendation is 250 hours. A lot of companies trying to think that they are genius, changing filter interval 1,000 hours. They thought they save money, but in fact they destroying their heavy equipment. That's why may you have attention please for saving your money and your equipment in a good condition. Don't try to think that you are genius. Please follow the sole agent recommendation maintenance criteria in order to save your equipment. Don't think that you are genius. They said filter change interval is 250. Please follow this recommendation or instruction. Don't think that you change the filter at 500 hours, that you are genius as an owner of the heavy equipment, and you think that you save money. You think that it is fault. In the short term you think that, but on the long term you will lose a lot of money. I am asking here, why you doing that? Give me a purpose for you change filter interval at 500 hours. Why? In fact, make a comparison between genuine filter price and the money you will pay in maintaining injectors or servicing injectors or changing injectors. It is not equals. No comparison between the price of filter and the money you will pay in changing injectors. So please follow the sole agent's recommendation criteria in preventive maintenance.
If the finer filter would plug from extended use. It didn't. After 2,000 hours of use, both pumps were disassembled and inspected. The pump using the 15-micron filter suffered significant abrasive wear, while the one using the high-efficiency filter looked and performed like new. These findings led to the testing of the high-efficiency filter in other severe applications around the world. In some countries, fuel lubricity is poor, and the fuel is loaded with very small abrasive particles. In these severe applications, the average life of many unit injectors in excavators has been about 1,500 hours. In extreme cases,
here we will talk about the durability or productivity of the heavy equipment. As you, an owner of heavy equipment, construction company, the equipment for you has two values. The first one is the productivity value for you. This is related to the civil works such as digging or road construction or any construction criteria field you are working on. That's why the durability or the operating hours is very important for you as a company. You have a contract, you have agreements, you have a time for your project. That's why you need to accomplish your project or make a progress for your project in order to deliver this work at the time, exact time, and or you will get a penalty from the consultant. You need to make your equipment all time working. So please use a genuine spare part in order to make your equipment all time ready for work. Time means money for you. If you lose time, you will lose a lot of money. The second value for the equipment, if your equipment is break down, what should you do? You are trying to rent from outside. You pay money for renting, and the renting money is much expensive than using your equipment. That's why it is very important for you. As we see here, the mechanic try to change the injectors. It is a result of using unwanted filtration system. You see here a genuine filtration system is very useful for this equipment. Okay, let's go.
Injectors have worn out in as little as 200 hours. Since the introduction of high-efficiency filters in these applications, there's not been a single case of a documented system wear-out. Follow-up investigation shows some former problem machines now have over 5,000 hours of operation with no sign of injector wear. There are many other examples of dramatic improvements in fuel system life using high-efficiency filters. The improvements have been so significant that this filter is now the standard fuel filter for all Caterpillar products. Industrial or marine applications, where large amounts of water may be in the fuel, may have water separators in place of the primary fuel filter. The use and regular maintenance of a water separator.
Here we will talk about the fuel water separator. It is very important part in the engine. The driver or the operator should loose this valve daily to make the water gets out from the fuel in order to prevent the injection system from damage. Loose this valve to prevent the water from gets inside.
Separator is highly recommended where water contamination of fuel is a common problem. Water contamination is not usually as big a problem in on-highway truck applications that use fuel from reputable truck stops with very high fuel turnover rates. It is more of a problem for applications fueling out of stationary tanks.
This is the improper storage for fuel. No protect from rain, no protect from wind, no protect from dust, no protect from the atmospheric pressure. That's why if water gets inside here, hence the water gets inside the equipment, you will find the result for that. So I recommend to make here a stand to prevent any contaminant or abrasive dust or unwanted particles or abrasive to get inside the fuel. That's why as a construction company or an owner for the heavy equipment, first point you should put in your mind is the storage tank for the fuel. You should put it in a good place, protected from water, protected from dust, protected from sun, protected from atmospheric pressure in order to prevent the humidity to get to generate water inside the fuel. Water inside the fuel is very dangerous part because of the plunger of the injectors. Tolerance or clearances is very small to make the plunger works in a good condition. The water gets inside the plunger of the injector will be destroyed completely. You can avoid this water from gets inside the fuel by number 1, the storage of fuel in the tank. The storage tank must be protected from any unwanted contaminant. That's why, to prevent your equipment from damage, store fuel at a good storage tank. This storage tank should be designed as the recommendations of protections. You need to put here umbrella, you need to put here tent, steel tent, anything prevent water from gets inside, prevent dust. This tank cap should be closed completely. No need to open this cap, this cover, no need to be open. Okay?
With lower turnover rates. Fuel stored for prolonged periods has a much greater probability of generating condensation. The number one cause of injector failure due to plunger seizure is ingestion of large quantities of water in the fuel. All diesel fuel contains some dissolved water, normally about 0.1% by volume. We're not talking about this quantity of water. We're talking about large concentrations, in pints, quarts, or gallons, generated from condensation or tank leakage. The film strength of the diesel fuel separates the metal surfaces of the injector plunger and barrel. When the film is penetrated, metal-to-metal contact occurs between the plunger and barrel, resulting in plunger seizure and injector failure. Water has a much lower film strength than diesel fuel, plunger lubrication, and film strength, and lead to injector failure. Some styles of aftermarket combination fuel filters and water separators recommend removing or bypassing the factory-installed secondary fuel filter. Removing or bypassing the 2-micron secondary filter is not recommended by Caterpillar. The use of aftermarket filters, the use of competitive brand filters, or even bypassing the factory secondary filter does not void the engine warranty. However, the warranty on fuel system components does not cover abrasive wear from improper filtration, unless a defect in material or workmanship is found in the fuel system component.
If you find this episode good for you, may you subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Until we meet again.